Man, it's another year all over again. Welcome to 2025 and welcome to Coffee and Property. This week we wanted to do a little bit of a recognition for some of the things that I think are going to be really good this year. Now, Coffee Check, it's not dark arts for the first time in months and months and months. I'm actually drinking a really simple M&S coffee today. The beauty of this is that you can technically buy a kilo of it for about 12 quid in the UK or for about 4 quid a bag, 3 quid a bag. It's actually really good value for money and it tastes really good. Doing it in the trusty V60, so that is my current poison of choice and it makes me very, very content. If there's any coffees that you think I should be trying for future videos, please let me know in the comments section below and I'll be sure to get in touch. I may even share some with you as well. So ultimately, what are my 3 predictions for really good, strong, good foundational property strategies going into 2025? Well, as you can imagine, as a mortgage and finance broker, we see deals coming through all the time. And people have so much variance in what they're trying to achieve. But certainly as times have been tough over the last couple of years, you start to see certain trends become available a lot more than others. And some I still think will stand the test of time, certainly throughout 2025. So my first one is definitely all about auction properties. Auctions are such a great way of finding stock to build your portfolio. And with plenty of bridging lenders available to fund these deals, all you really need to know is that A, the property is available, B, it fits how you want it to fit, and C, well, that's where I come in to know that we can get that funded because we access so many different lenders that whether it's a commercial property, a residential property, an HMO, service accommodation, or if it's something really quirky like a hotel or a pub or anything like that, we can fund it. This is the beauty of working with a broker. So if you're trying to find a property and you're seriously concerned about timeframes, don't be. Now, that's not to say that every auction property goes through super smoothly, because there's always going to be challenges working in this type of strategy. However, we work with lenders that could, in theory, turn a deal around in as little as 2 or 3 days. But for sure, all of these lenders can definitely get things through within the time frame that is required. That could be 14 days, 28 days, could even be 56 days. If it's 56 days, there could be an argument you could get these properties done on a mortgage. It's entirely possible. I would argue if you're looking at a property that needs to complete within 14 to 28 days, don't risk it. There are no mortgage companies at present, other than maybe some of the more specialist ones where they are predominantly a bridging lender but also do mortgages. That is probably going to be the upward limit, but even then you can't guarantee it. One of the things about auction properties is that generally speaking, certainly a lot of the ones that I see, they do need work on them before they can be mortgaged at their full market value. So just consider that. Do your homework ahead of time. Speak to someone like myself, or if you're using a broker already that you have a good relationship with, speak to them just to see how they can fund that deal. It's better to talk it through and to talk through the specific terms that can be achieved rather than panic on the day that you win it. All of this can be done ahead of time, and your broker or myself will be more than happy to explore your options before you buy it. Now, the second option I think is definitely a continuation of 2024, commercial to resi. Now, where we are in South Wales, there's so many opportunities for this. But one thing that I would say is definitely worth considering is thinking about how your vision ties in with what the local planning authority are looking to achieve within your locality. So for us, in certain parts of South Wales, there is a big demand for commercial premises to be kept as commercial, especially if it's on a lower ground. So for example, in Newport, where our offices are based, there's a requirement really that you have to comply with, where you keep any lower floor commercial as commercial, but then you can apply for planning permission to convert any upper offices or shops into residential dwellings. Now again, every area is going to be very specific. So if you can read the planning guide for your locality, your local area, see what the local council wants, see how you can tie that in with what you want to achieve with property. Again, funding is super straightforward. Plenty of lenders are out there that will give you the ability to lend against the end value quite comfortably. So you can borrow against purchase and you can borrow against your works funds as well. Just make sure you have a great solicitor, certainly one that understands short-term development finance, and someone that can work with bridging finance so they understand the speed. Now, whether you're experienced or even if you're a new investor, there will be lenders that will allow you to do these types of deals. One caveat might just be that they need you to have a build team or a refurb team that have got some experience doing this before. But this is where having great mentors comes into play, great people around you, a great network. Make sure that you do this research, because as time goes on, you're going to end up meeting some fantastic people in property wherever you are across the UK, wherever you are across the world. And it means that you can always get the expertise that you need ready to start progressing with your property journey. Now, my third strategy, I still think, and I still believe, that 2025 will be another big year for charity leases, housing association leases, basically anything with a guaranteed rent. There seemed to be a major change in the way that people looked into this in 2024, and it became such a massive challenge for local authorities to house people. So all of a sudden, the general population of property investors looked at this as an ideal opportunity to A, have their property looked after, but B, to guarantee that rent. This was such a major curveball after COVID, where people were concerned about rent coming in, rent arrears, and concerned about properties being left in a dire mess. If you undertake a fully repaired lease with a local housing association, with a local charity, so long as you do your homework on that association first to make sure that it fits with what you're trying to do, fits with what the lending is capable of doing, then actually you can have a great way of securing some good guaranteed rent for a longer period, but also having that bonus of a fully repairing lease. So if there is any issues with the property, then the charity will actually, or the housing association, will actually repair this for you so that the property is left in the way that you left it to them at the very end of that tenancy. Now, does this mean you're going to get a lot more money for doing it? No, sadly not. It will likely mean that your rent will be slightly lower than it would be if you was renting to a professional tenant. But you have to think about the differences between getting more money and having potentially more problems, or a hairline less money, but actually having things work really well for you. So it's well worth considering those things. So they're my 3 predictions for 2025. I say predictions, I think it's probably going to be a mainstay of some of these strategies, and we'll just see them go stronger and stronger. Access to lending is better than it has been for a number of years. So there are literally loads and loads of lenders that we can access to get you the funding on these deals and help you build a portfolio. If you're looking for financial freedom, property is still one of the best ways that you can do that. So I hope you found this video useful. I would love to hear what topics you want to hear about, because if there's specific subjects that we can cover, questions that we can answer, and also coffee that you can advise as well, that would be brilliant. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. I wish you all a very successful 2025, and I very much look forward to speaking to you all again very, very soon. Take care.